have set up the absolute GOAT of Mini V12 engines. This thing is a beast, 50 cc's, runs on gasoline, overhead cams, electronic ignition system with independent coil packs, belt-driven water pump, integrated starter, an actual flywheel, and a full oil pan that actually holds oil. This is quite literally the most incredible Mini V12 engine I have seen so far. I'm gonna be torture testing it by putting it on a dyno and going full send to see how much power this engine makes. I really wanna see if this engine makes any sort of usable power. That's always been my question with these Mini engines, because they look really cool, they make big promises, you have your hopes up when you buy it that you can use them for something, but the thing doesn't make any sort of real power. First thing I'm gonna do is start it up, let you hear how it sounds, then I'm gonna build the dyno, then I'm gonna start the torture testing. I already have the engine broken in. Everything is set up. Supersized radiator with 2 fans, the electronic ignition system. Here we go. I don't know, maybe my expectations are really high, but I expect this thing to just scream when you hit full throttle and idle nice and lopey, like blop, 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 blop. That's just my expectation. I'm gonna try to achieve that right now. I'm gonna start it up, make a slight adjustment. All right, that sounds better. Next thing I want to do is get all this oil and smoke away from the table and up in the air. It's making a big mess here. I'm going to design a custom set of headers, have them printed out on Xometry.com, because the one thing that I don't have is a metal 3D printer.
Xometry. If you spend your whole life waiting for the storm, you'll never enjoy the sunshine. Xometry, where your dreams come true.
The headers have arrived. Ooh, look at that. That's nice. Let me get these mounted and see how it sounds. Look at how tiny those exhaust ports are. There's a pen next to it for comparison. 4, maybe 5 millimeters. Wow. And keep in mind, if you have any parts that you need manufactured, even if it's a small quantity, you should check out Xometry. They have a wide variety of processes to make just about anything. Use code WARPED75 to get $75 off your order of $200 or more. I'm just gonna give it one quick test run, see how it sounds, and then we're gonna hit the dyno. I'm not really sure what's gonna happen because those headers are aluminum, and I don't know what the exhaust temperature is, but it could possibly melt the headers. I guess we'll see. Quieter for sure. Looks pretty sick. Yeah, I run so much better with the pipes. Let's see what this thing does on the dyno. As I was prepping to put the dyno together, I started the engine one last time. Disaster struck. I found out that 4 cylinders were not firing. I put the oscilloscope on the module and confirmed 4 outputs were dead. I reached out to the manufacturer to get a new module, but due to the scarcity of the parts, that didn't work out. This only leaves me one choice. Hunk of junk! Look at that. Amazing technology from 2022. Made in Japan? So much for being serviceable. That stinks. Oh, there's the chips. PlayStation 5 chip. $1,000 for this thing. Alright, well this is what the ignition looks like that it used to use. Now, let's hook it up with a real ignition system. Since we know that this engine is lacking some serious control, I'm gonna hook up this MS3 Pro. I wanna see if I could get it to run the Mini V12. This is an ECU made by AMP EFI, and it'll control just about any type of engine. I had this left over from the single cylinder turbo project. If this works, it's gonna be crazy. First thing I need to do is sort out all the wiring and then build a full independent ignition system with one ignition coil per plug. I'm all done setting everything up, testing it, adjusting it, working out all the details and kinks and everything else that came with doing this whole retrofit. But after weeks, days, and hours, it's finally done. And this was sort of like rolling the dice. It was a crapshoot whether this was gonna work or not. I wasn't really sure. And I wasn't even sure if it was worth doing the retrofit in the first place, but I got the MS3 Pro all hooked up, the laptop to control the timing, see the temperature, all that other stuff that we need. And I wasn't even sure if it was gonna be worth the wait, but I'll let you hear it and let you be the judge. Sounds pretty good to me. It even idles and everything. I got a rev limiter, full control of the timing. I love it. That sounded pretty good. It actually worked way better than I thought it was gonna work. I didn't realize the stock ignition was such a bottleneck. Now I'm gonna mount the headers, then I'm gonna mount the dyno on the engine, and we're gonna go straight into the first dyno run. I just want to start it one more time to see how it sounds with the headers compared to without headers, and then we're going to move on to the dyno run.